What are we doing today, guys?
Checking out sailboats.
That might seem a little random and a little bit crazy, but it's totally true. We have been talking about the idea of getting a sailboat for how many years now? Like maybe a decade or more. And we've never done it. We've never really even gone looking at sailboats yet. And we've never like gotten that far in the discussion of getting a sailboat, but we're here. Our island has been locked down, borders closed for 9 going on 10 months now, and I think that's part of what has finally inspired us to to think a little bit more seriously about owning a boat. So here in American Samoa, there's not like a big market for sailboats. No boat dealers that we can go talk to or anything, but there are a few boats here in the Pago Harbor that are, I guess, for sale. Like their owners are no longer here and they're thinking that it would just be easier to sell the boat here. We don't have a lot of choices, but we're gonna go check out the choices that are here.
Now, if you're wondering what we want a sailboat for, what we're thinking of doing, there's really, so the main thing is we just kind of want to learn to sail and have the ability to get away from the island a little further than a paddleboard will take us. It'd be really great for adventures around the island, not necessarily leaving the island too far, but just being close by around it. But quite honestly, the other thing that we might be interested in, and for some time we've been interested in the whole kind of tiny house movement, and it's tough to do with kids, and it's tough to do here in American Samoa, but the idea of living on a sailboat and kind of simplifying our lives down to what we can keep in that one very little space is kind of scary but exciting to us, and it's something that we're interested in. I don't know if either of these boats are going to be the ones that are going to be right for us for kind of living on a boat and replacing our home with a boat, but we're gonna go see.
So behind us, this is a 47-foot Skookum trade winds.
It's interesting. It says San Francisco Naval Academy on the side. I don't know if that actually is a real thing, if there is a San Francisco Naval Academy, or if there is really any affiliation between this boat and that. But I'll tell you one thing, just initial impression is that it's a pretty old boat.
But also just like, because it's just been sitting in the harbor for, I think, like almost a year and a half now. The owners have been on the mainland for at least a year of that, and so it's just been sitting here. It's weather worn.
It's a little rough.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of wood, which I know it can be really beautiful in boats when there's a lot of wood and you can get it all polished up nice, but I'm not like spend my whole weekend sanding and polishing wood kind of a guy, so I don't know that that really speaks to me. But even like the back of it, we'll have to show you, it has these little windows in there that looks almost like an old pirate ship, something like it's a miniature pirate ship. And it's very old-fashioned, which isn't a problem. I worry that it's just going to be a ton of work,
yeah,
just to keep it up, not even to like you know, restore it to something beautiful, but just to keep it from sinking.
Falling apart, yeah. Well, and it's big too. So when we first came and saw it, before knowing that that was one of the boats we were really looking at, and Holden, because it does look like a miniature pirate ship, Holden was super excited about it. He's like, is this it? I said, oh gosh, I hope not. That's way too much boat for me. And then come to find out that really is one of the boats that we were looking at that's possibly for sale. So I don't know. I think that, so for a 47-foot boat, I think that that's the kind of boat that we could fit in. Like if we actually wanted to live, to downsize like Nate was talking about, to live in a boat.
I think just to have enough room for the boys to be able to have a space to sleep, Hadley to have a separate space to sleep because she's getting old enough that we really don't want to have them all crowded into one bed or anything. And then for us to have a separate place to sleep, you're going to have to get into the 40 to 50 foot range, which is, it's a lot of boat.
At
and
least.
We'll have to decide. I mean, the thing is, if we're going to put that much money into it, then, and we're the kinds of people that have the temperament that we could do this whole tiny house kind of living thing, then we might as well do it the right way. I don't see any reason to buy a little boat that we can't live on and just pay fees to keep it at the harbor and maybe go sail it a few times a month. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't actually know how to sail yet. But and so a big boat like that seems like, you know, it might be too much boat for us to learn on.
Yeah.
So I don't know, things to consider. But we're gonna go check out the inside too, so we'll see how we feel about that.
We've heard the people that owned it before they'd like to keep a lot of things, so it might be a little crowded in there. We're gonna try to think about it as if it were empty.
Cleared out.
Yeah, but it might be a little
crowded.
It might be a little claustrophobic down in there.
All right, so we're inside the Skookum boat. We've got like galley or kitchen, as the land people would say. Sink, 2 fridges, range and oven, and we've even got a little wood fire, wood burning stove here, which isn't a lot of good here in American Samoa, but it's cool. As you can see, there's a lot of just like stuff sitting around, and so we have to kind of imagine, like see past all this stuff and imagine what it looks like how much space there is and what there is to work with without like all of this. We've got a little single berth back here. Thank you. It would work really nicely for Hadley. It's a good space for her. Back here is the head. There we go, or the bathroom. Lots of stuff in there.
At least we assume there's a bathroom in there behind all the stuff.
Yeah. I don't know what the layout is like in there. A whole bunch of sails here. And then back here is another berth, and it's a V berth. And so, again, lots of stuff, but there's a lot of room in here. And so I think this would work really well for the boys. Nice light coming in, like lots and lots of little storage spaces. Might just need a little touch up to clean up and get it like moving smoothly. And then a little dining area here. Here's the ladder that you saw me climbing down through. Back here, down here is the engine. And this is like a nice little work space, and I don't know, a bunch of electrical things down there that I don't know what are yet. And then way back here is the stateroom. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a nice big berth. Lots of room in here that would work really nicely for me and Nate. Good sized bed area, and back in here, I think it might be another bathroom. I don't know, but again, we've got like drawers, and this little bench has this big thing. I think it's a generator. It has got this spot that lifts up, and so lots of little like hooky things from the top that I guess you could hang stuff from. So you can see, I don't know a whole lot about boats yet, but I'm really excited to learn about them. And it seems like some really good space in here. Cool little boaty doors here. Yeah, fun. Go for it, Holden. It's okay, you can just step over it, bud.
Ooh. A little musty down there.
It needs to be aired out.
Right there.
So they haven't been living on this boat for a while,
they're
right?
flying out tomorrow on the medical flight.
Yeah, it is. A very different experience here.
Oh.
So not even the bench.
It looks like we could turn that into a little berth. Can't really see very well. Little navigation center there. Little kitchenette. Bigger kitchenette than what I was thinking it would be. Sink. Oven and range. It's probably a little like ice chest fridge thing. Lots of windows. That's nice. And a good sized V berth. Little head. I don't think there's even any kind of shower in there. Just a toilet, little tiny sink with no faucet. Some cushions here. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. Looks like the guy was doing some work but kind of stopped halfway through. So, it's interesting. Hey Holden, what do you think about this boat?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool. What do you think, Nate?
It's just so rough inside, which is okay. The difference between this boat and that boat is that boat is kind of like a it's like a nice older motorhome. That's what it is. Okay, it's a nice older motorhome that needs a little bit of some TLC, but it's like livable and there's enough space to like really actually do okay in there. This is like a pop-up tent trailer is what it is. And so there's nothing. It has no amenities. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's gross. But you got to think about it not as like something that you would live in, but more like something that you would take out and just putter around and play around, and it's kind of fine for that. And for that reason, like the inside doesn't actually bother me that much. It's just it's a question now of whether or not, if we were going to put money into a boat, would we want something that we couldn't live on, that we would just have to essentially just pay extra to dock it and take care of it, but it's not even our primary residence, or pay more for something that we could live on and then, you know, also not have to pay rent anymore and make it our primary residence. And then at that point it makes more sense to put money into it, because, you know, you're actually trying to keep it up to live in it on a regular basis. But even if that's the case, I don't know if that's the right boat either. And there's not a lot of other boats to look at around the island right now, so.
What?
So that was yesterday that we went and looked at the boats. We came home and we've been thinking about it. We talked late into the night.
Yeah.
Lots to think about. It feels like a really big choice for us.
It should be an easy choice because it's something we've been talking about for so many years.
Yeah, that's true.
So many years. And so it should be like a slam dunk, like this is our opportunity to do it. But neither boat was perfect by any means. In fact, I think that we've unilaterally decided that the Honu just doesn't make sense for us.
Yeah, it's a cool little boat, and it would be fun for weekends just to cruise around the island for our family, but I don't think we're up for that big of a project. It still has a lot of work left to be done to really get it to a place where our family could comfortably use it. So that one, it's out.
And really, we don't want to have a little house and a boat that we could all live in. We just wanted to have one thing. We're kind of low maintenance. We don't want to spend a lot of time on two different things. And so if we get a boat, we want it to be a boat that we could all live in. And we could all live in the Odile.
Yeah, we could. It's definitely big enough that we could live in, which sounds kind of funny because it's still, like, as far as living space, it's really small.
Yeah.
And so it is would be a big change of lifestyle for us.
Yeah, we're going from like maybe a 500 square foot little house to maybe 100 square feet in the whole thing, probably less even. I don't know. It's very small.
It's hard to
I mean, it's pretty big by sailboat standards, but by, you know, normal person living standards, it's a tiny little space to fit 5 people in. But the big benefit is and this is hard to find in boats. We've been looking at a lot of boats for a lot of years, just kind of really casually. And you either find boats that are big enough to hold 5 people, but they cost $200,000 or something like that, or they're all just a little too small and there's only like one little V berth in the front of the boat and a little kind of master bedroom thing in the back of the boat there. And it's just
maybe the dinette like pulls down and that could be another bed.
But it's not like a permanent solution, so it's never felt right that way. And Hadley's getting a little bit older. She's big enough and old enough that she kind of needs her own space now. And this boat, believe it or not, has all the space that we need. It's got the kind of the master bedroom thing in the back. It's got the V berth in the front, so there's one bed for each of the boys. And then just right by the galley, the kitchen, there is this extra little berth. It's this nice little bedroom all by itself that's perfect for Hadley. I mean, could
be her little cubby hole.
Yeah, she's been wanting a little cubby hole. So it's kind of perfect for us. But it's also a big project. We thought the Honu is a big project. There's a lot of things to do on a boat the size of the Odile. And
just maintenance.
Yeah.
To start with. And then just looking around, there is so much stuff on there, and especially being new to sailing, we don't really know what we could get rid of, what we should really be keeping. And so
we really like the idea of pulling up with a dump truck and just dumping everything off it, making it empty and just feeling good, but we know that would be so short-sighted.
Yeah,
we would just be
we would end up spending so much in the future.
Yeah.
For stuff that's already there.
And not just spending money, but ordering things and waiting for months for the things to come back that we already had. So we know that that's going to be a process. We're going to have to deal with clutter until we start learning what clutter we have to keep and what clutter we need to get rid of.
Talking to Chris, our friend who was showing us around the 2 boats, he was kind of mentioning a general price of what the owner is wanting to ask if they were to sell it. And while that may be
like a pretty reasonable price for, you know, if it was on the mainland or New Zealand or somewhere where there's a real market for sailboats.
Without saying the price, we will say it is a very reasonable price for a boat that size, and it's got all these nice things about it, and it's got so much stuff that comes with it. It's a really good price when you are talking about comparing it to other boats like it in other places in other parts of the world. But we can't really compare it and be fair on our side, which is maybe not fair to the person selling the boat. But the truth is, we need to look at it from a couple different angles. We need to look at it as a place that we're going to live, and so there's going to be a benefit that's going to come from that, which adds value to it, and the fact that we're, you know, going to get a boat from it and everything. But we've also got to discount a few things on there, like the change in lifestyle we're going to have to take on, the projects we're going to have to
start incorporating into our schedule, our busy schedule, our daily routine.
Yeah, definitely. And then just the fact that we only are willing to pay so much for kind of housing and living, and with all that in mind, we've kind of got a number in mind that we're willing to pay for it. We're going to make an offer on it tomorrow, I think, because it's the kind of it's the kind of boat that we've been looking for. It's not perfect, it doesn't have everything, and not everything about it is perfect, but it's close enough and it has the right kind of potential.
The potential to like make this thing that we've been thinking about and dreaming about for years, decade plus, and it's right here. So we're gonna make an offer. It's
kind of ridiculously low, and here's our idea with it, is that it's an offer that makes sense for us. It's not like we're trying to lowball just to be jerks. We're just trying to get the lowest price we can. We're making the offer that makes sense for us right now, and the guy who owns the boat that's not here anymore, we are pretty sure that he's got a lot emotionally invested in the boat, and he loves the boat and thinks that it's at the very least worth a lot more, probably 4 or 5 times as much as we're willing to offer. And he'll probably say no, and that's okay. That's our decision made. Yeah, it makes it really easy for us. But that's what we've landed on. We're gonna go ahead and make that offer. We'll do that, and we will report back and let you guys know what came of it.
Yeah, worst case scenario, he says no. Maybe best case scenario, he says yes. But it's like best case, scariest case scenario, he says yes.
In a little way, he'd be doing us a big favor if he said no.
I know.
Like, okay, done thinking about that. Don't even have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, yeah. But
I hope he says yes.
I hope he says yes.
Yeah.
No, it's exciting to think about. So, yeah, that's where we're going to leave you today. Let us know down in the comments below if you think we are just out of our minds crazy. Or if you think this will be an awesome adventure for us. Like Nate said at the beginning of this video, if we get this boat, that doesn't mean we're going to be setting sail and that's the end of our adventures here in American Samoa. Our adventures here in American Samoa will continue. We don't have any plans to be leaving anytime soon. We love our island home here in American Samoa.
We've made a whole life here. This is where we want to be. But the boat would be kind of fun just to give us the ability to go out and maybe explore a little bit of the area around our home here in American Samoa.
So let us know if you liked this video. If you want to hear a follow-up of what happened with this boat, hit that like button. Let us know in the comments down below.
And if you aren't already subscribed, please do subscribe. The more subscribers we have, it makes it easier for us to make these videos and put them on the internet and share life here in American Samoa with the whole rest of the world. So please subscribe and share this channel with your friends and family so they can all take part in it and we can be one big, happy, friendly family.
That's all for now. Tofa soifua.
Bye. Your breath stinks. Get.